Morning, afternoon, or even evening for all of you who watch this video, and also especially for Miss Yana, who was my lecturer. And let me introduce myself first. My name is James Alexander, and I'm from International Business Engineering, Petro Christian University in Surabaya. In life, we were faced with a lot of choices. So, in this case, I want to explain how I choose the best boba for myself. What method that I choose is using AHP and PC ratios in terms of choosing which boba is the best for me. And I use Super Decision and Excel to determine that using those methods. So this is our note that the first is our goals. So our goals first is to buy a boba drink, and then there's two main criteria, which is cost and taste. In terms of taste, there are such criteria that includes boba chewiness, milk and boba mixture between the milk and the boba, and then also the milk thickness. Is it tastes very thick, very creamy? And for the price, there's two criteria, which is the base price itself, and also for the second one is the topping price. And there's three alternatives to buy the boba drink, which is the first one is chat time, the second one is kokumi, and the third one is sinfutang. So when we want to buy a boba, there's two criteria, which is cost and taste. For me, both of them for same important, I think. So I give the equal scoring for them. And next, for the taste, for me, the most important thing is the milk thickness and also milk and boba mixture. So they were well mixed. And from here, boba chewiness become the least important factor compared to the others. And how about the others? And for the cost, I think the base boba price is more important than the topping price, because now every time I buy a boba, I will add some toppings, so it's not that important. So in terms of price, I use the actual price that's shown on the price list. As we know that Chatham price list is around 25,000 rupiahs per cup, and also for Kokumi 40,000 rupiahs, and Sinfutang 40,000 rupiahs also. And from here we put invert over here, so we prioritize what is cheaper. As we can see, Chatham cheaper, and it will be prioritized. And also the same for the topping price. Here chat time topping price were cheaper than the others, so it's also prioritized. And Kokumi topping was only 5,000, and the less Futang topping was the most expensive one, so it will be on the list. So in terms of the boba chewiness, I think when I fill this questionnaire, Kokumi and chat time boba chewiness was equal, I think. No one were better at this term. And I think Sinfutang was the best, so I put it 3 over here, and also 2 on when it compared with Kokumi. So as we can see that Sinfutang were more prioritized in terms of the boba chewiness, and followed by Kokumi, and for the last was Jatem. And here the inconsistency is 0.017. So it means that there will be possible errors of 1.7%. And next, for the milk and boba mixture, when I fill this questionnaire, I think Kokumi was the best in terms of the mixture from boba and the milk. And because of that, I give 3 on Kokumi. And for me, Chatham and Sinfutang mixture were not really different so much. So I put it right here as equal. And also for Kokumi and Shinfutang mixture, I think Kokumi way better. So as we can see, Kokumi over here were leading, followed by Shinfutang and chat time. And also for the same from here, the inconsistency is 1.7%, which means that there may be errors for 1.7%. And in terms of milk thickness, I think Kokumi is one of the most thick. Their milk that they had, they were very thick. I think that's not comparable with chat time, so I put it 4 over here. It's not a same class with chat time, and for chat time and Shinfutang, I think Shinfutang still better, even though it's not that good as Kokumi. And when we compare Kokumi and Shinfutang in terms of milk thickness, I think Kokumi is still better. Even though Shinfutang milk is really good, but not as good as Kokumi. So, as we can see, the inconsistency was 1.7%, and from here, Kokumi was leading, followed by Shinfutang and lastly chat time. So let's see with sensitivity analysis from this program. Independent variable, edit, supermatrix row, and for example, if I want to know the sensitivity analysis of the cost of the boba, if my preference were changed. So as we can see here, my old preference was 0.5%, and if it changed into maybe I prioritize price only 30%, Kokumi will definitely win a lot. And if it changes and my preference for 80%, my preference is to buy boba in terms of price. Price is the most important thing, I think. If it's like that, chat time will win, because in terms of price, chat time lower than two of the competitors over here, which is Kokumi and Shinfutang. So after all these judgments, let's see on the computations, which boba was the best for me. And let's see with the supermatrix. And from here we can note that in terms of taste, the first one was milk thickness, followed by milk and boba mixture, and lastly boba chewiness, as the same with before, right? And in terms of cost, which the important thing is price, followed by topping price. And let's see which boba was the best. And for that, we will synthesize all the result. And the result was Kokumi was become the best boba for me, as we can see here, and followed by Kokumi and Shinfutang, with the varieties number is 41% for Kokumi, 30% for chat time, and 27% for Shinfutang. So this is the benefit to cost ratio. As we can see, this is the benefit in terms of the taste. So as we can see, the taste, in terms of taste, Kokumi was the best, followed by Shinfutang and chat time with 15% only. And in terms of cost, the calculation in here is different with the one that I use in super decision, because when I use the super decision, I use the invert, and for this calculation I want to see which is the cheaper, which is at the middle price, and which is the expensive one, like literally. So I do not invert this calculation and copy this into the Excel, and this is the result. And as we can see that in terms of price and the topping price, chat time was the cheapest, followed by Kokumi and Shinfutang. And then when we divide the benefit in terms of taste with the cost, this is the result. Kokumi is still one of the most worth it product over here for me, and followed by the Shinfutang and chat time, why the result is different when the second ranking is chat time on the super decision and the third is Shinfutang. Because if we use AHP analysis, my benefit to cost ratio, it's not a benefit to cost ratio, I mean. It's just like what I explained. Now, so in terms of taste, this may be bad, but in terms of the cost, this is a good ratio. So we calculate all of them with our preference, and chat time becomes the second best product. But it's different in terms of BC ratio. In BC ratio, we find out which product was more worth with the money. And with Shinfutang benefit that was pretty good, it's worth with when we pay the cost. So, in my conclusion, when we had a lot of money and we just want a product that more worth, we better to use the BC ratio. But if money was considerable for us, it's better to use HP calculation like this. And both of them have the same conclusion that we better to buy Kokumi. But for the second option, if there's no Kokumi, if we don't have so many money, it's better to buy chat time. But if we have a lot of money, it's still better for us to buy Shinfutang. I think that's all from my decision analysis and sensitivity analysis work.